question.
What happens to low mass stars when they explode? And
Yay.
what happens to small mass stars when
They
they explode?
explode. Okay, love this question. So the question was, what happens to the most massive, largest stars when they explode? And what happens to the smallest stars when they explode? So, as I mentioned, and you totally knew this already, right? The mass will tell you everything about a star. How it's going to live, how it's going to burn through its fuel, and how it's going to die. So I'm going to start with the lowest mass stars. Those lowest mass stars, they live for a long time because they burn through their fuel very slowly. They're like the tortoises of the stellar family. You know, tortoises live for a long time compared to the rest of the animal kingdom. They can live for over 150 years. They go very slowly, and so do the low mass stars. Like, they really conserve their fuel. So they live for like trillions of years, hundreds of billions to trillions of years. No, ooh, you just saw a meteorite. I mean, a meteor shower, yeah. So no low mass stars, these small cool stars, have ever died because their lifetimes are longer than the age of our universe, which is about 14 billion years. And these low mass stars live for hundreds of billions to even trillions of years. But when they do finally reach the end of their lifetimes, they will either become white dwarfs, which is a star that no longer is burning fuel in its core. It's just kind of like a dying ember over time. And that's the main thing. First, they're gonna end their fuel burning. So like they're burning hydrogen in their core into helium. They're making helium out of hydrogen. And once they end that stage, they're gonna go through. Maybe some will go through some other stages, but then they're gonna end up becoming these white dwarf stars. At the high mass end, the high mass stars are like the gas guzzlers. Like, you know how some cars they don't have very much fuel efficiency. They just burn through their gas. That's the high mass stars. They live for maybe a few million years, and they have these wild explosions where they become supernovae. And after they explode, if the stars explode and they expel all their contents out into space, the high mass stars, though, are going to go through more than just converting hydrogen into helium. They're going to make other things too, like carbon and oxygen and silicon, everything up until iron. And then after iron, which anything after iron is going to be a little bit different. And then the star explodes. And when that star explodes, it releases everything that was inside of it out into space. And that contents becomes new stars and new planets around those stars. And a supernova can also end up, the core of that supernova can be something called a neutron star, which is just a really, really dense object. Or a pulsar, which is a neutron star that whips around like a lighthouse.
And like emits radio waves?
And emits a lot of different types of radiation, and radio waves can be some of that radiation too.
Got some questions over here, Dr. Sheila.
Okay.
Over here in front of you. Yeah.